So we want to start working with pointers, and pointers pretty much are ways to manage how our memory is managed within our program. And a pointer, in its simplest form, is a variable that contains a, a location in memory. So we can simply work with pointers this way, where our ordinary variable is maybe int x, and our pointer variable would be int t, and the only difference is we'll add an asterisk to our pointer. This then makes that our pointer variable. But however, we still need to understand how pointers themselves work. So we might need to have a program that gives us how this works, and we can define what our pointers do. But before we actually get working, let me just get an example, a visual example of how our pointers work. So with our pointers, I hope this is big enough for us to view. I just want to explain how our pointers work. So we've got an address which would be 0x155. This would be the address of our pointer. So in pointer we have that address. The value within the pointer gives us the address of the variable that we are working with. And then this contains an integer value. However, when we then work with our pointer, it directs us to this address. So this is the address of our variable, which is var1, and the value inside the variable would be that. So using this concept, we can quickly come up with a program that shows us how this works. So we're saying we need int pointer and we need variable 1, and then we would then need to get the address. The addresses will be different simply because we are not using the same concept that is here, but we're just trying to see how this works. So we'll work with the same variables, and we'll then give our output. So want int var1, which is equal to 100, and then we want int our pointer, which is equal to ampersand var1. Okay, so we can then say the following. We want cout. We want to display, first of all, variable the var1, and then we want to get var1, and then outside of that we also want the address is for this particular pointer. We then put an ampersand var1, we put our end line, and then we also want to cout. We want our pointer, and our pointer gives us our value, which is etr, and then we want its address as well, because that's what our image says. And ETR, that. So let's just run it. Hopefully there are no errors in this program. Perfect. So this is exactly what we wanted to see. Let's put maybe a space there, space there. Let's actually put \t, \t. Okay, let's run. And then yes, this is what we get. So we are saying our variable 1 is equal to 100. The address of this variable is 0x61fe1c, which is where our pointer is pointing to. So its actual value will be the address of this variable, and then its own address will be that. So at least we have covered what our image is saying, whereby we've got pointer, which is pointing to that address for that variable. We've also got the address of this pointer, which is that one. So we can actually be able to get variables or addresses of a variable within our memory. So it then takes us to this particular stage, whereby now we can simply say, if I can put it at the corner there, we can simply say and see that our variable, which is variable 1, is equal to 100. So that's fine. Our pointer gets the address of this variable, and the address, like I was saying, gives us something different. So this is the address of this particular variable, which will be similar to what we've got there. And then at the same time, we've also got the address of the pointer, which is displayed in our output for our given program. Okay, let's move on to the next program that we can work with. We want to have something longer, but it also addresses the issue of our pointers as well. So we create a new project, and this project, we call it pointer project. So the main reason why we want to work with this next project is to see a variation of how we can work with our pointers. So we want to use an unsigned short and we want the variable name to be short, var is equal to 5. We also want an unsigned long. Now long var is equal to 65535, and then we want our long svar equals minus 65535. Then we want to display these variables, and we do it as follows. We would want to have short var var got our tab, and then we do following short var we want cout, would want the address, we also want to display this address. So cout, we then put ampersand short variable, and outside of this variable we want to put a new line, and I'm just going to do copy paste because we're going to repeat the 3 elements. For each of the other variables. So this becomes long, this becomes SVR, it also becomes long, and then we are done with our code. So maybe let's just explain each element. We're simply doing what we did in the previous project. However, we've made 3 extra variables, and we just want to display the address of each variable. So if we run it, we'll then get the following. So we've got the values and the addresses. Not looking quite neat there. Let's just edit it a bit. Let's just edit that. Let's just edit that. Let's also edit that bit so that we get to view our content. Perfect. So we've got our pointers, how each element works. So let's get to the next So let's do one more project, and this project will try and tweak up some of the content that we worked with, and we now want to be able to display the contents of the pointer itself. So we have put the address of the pointer. We can also manipulate the pointer to give us the actual value that it's pointing to. So let's create a new project and we call it pointer manipulation. Manipulation. So we want to create another set of pointers where we can actually get the values of each element. This particular time we want to do global variables. So we can put an int here. We can also put an int age. We want an int asterisk yr. We want an int asterisk a. Asterisk a, like that. So we then want to come into our main function and then call our year, and we say it is equal to ampersand ir, which then links to our pointer. And then we also want our age, which will link to our a. So links to our age, like that. So from there, we then want a cout, where with our cout, we want to be able to prompt the user, enter your age. So we then want to be able to put in line. We then put a cin. With our cin, we want to get the age. We want to cout. We want to display the contents of our age. We want to have cout. In our cout, we want to be able to enter your year. And your year should then be cin and then get the year. So we also want a cout to go with this, where we display the contents of our program. So first, let's complete the age. So age variable would then be our age, and then we want our pointer a to also give us a value. And this would be asterisk a. So if you take note now, we've used asterisk instead of the ampersand so that we can actually get the value that it's pointing to. So our ampersand gives us the address. Our asterisk gives us the actual value that it's pointing to. So we have a year variable which will point us to our year, and then we've got our pointer variable which will point us to yr, and we want yr to give us the same output. So we put an asterisk, our YR, we put our end line. So at the same time, you can also then put the addresses. So let's just put one last line that gives us the addresses of each of these elements. So address for um, age, we then put ampersand age, and then address for A. We also put ampersand A, put an end line. We also do the same for our year. I'll just copy paste to make it faster, and then just change the content. So this becomes our year. That becomes our YR, and then our ampersand gives us our YR. So let's just run it.